Hello. After Bjorn's talk, I was thinking about the definitions of observability and monitoring. I learned a lot here, and I tried to figure out, since he said that maybe a good definition was that monitoring leads to observability, is there a situation where maybe that doesn't apply? Uh, let's try to experiment and see if we can find something. First, a bit context about myself. I deal mostly with bare metal hardware. All my machines run Windows. I'm in a very different context than all you guys. So don't I'm not talking about my work. I'm trying to draw from different experiences and try to bring a different perspective here. So when I get monitoring, I'm trying to diagnose systems. I'm trying to improve performance, and this may translate a bit and bring a different perspective, maybe. I also really like splitting hairs. So there's going to be some philosophy here, just thoughts for us to think about what could be. So very different context, thinking about the car. Like most of you, I assume, don't even know what half of these fluids are. But that is something that a user can observe on their system, on their car. If they open the hood, they can get data from, is this full or is this not full? And sometimes there's monitoring on those. But I would say that engine oil in some cars have it. But many cars, you have to go there and check. Otherwise, you don't know until the car starts smoking or something gets wrong. So maybe there's a nuance there. And even to get that information can be very hard. These cars here, they have a frunk and a trunk, and you cannot really get to the engine very easily. Some you can remove some of the covers to get some access, but a mechanic would go from the bottom to actually perform maintenance on that car. So here we're starting to see a pattern where in cars, it's actually getting harder to monitor what's happening there. Even though if you ask the manufacturer, maybe there is something that they can observe. Here, I almost forgot. This is another example. If you get an electric car, you can see even less. Like this car has a frunk and a trunk, but the engine system is so different that it assumes that a normal user cannot get the information. They're just supposed to maybe add a bit of liquid somewhere. So it's not a good solution unless you have one of these. So yes, you can get observability if you connect a device that will give you access to the monitors. Then I start asking, which one's better? So here we have two systems. This here is an alert that is waiting for the right time to happen. Here, no one's observing this until the alert happens, but there's a physical alert that will draw everyone's attention. While this one here requires wires to be able to identify more points of failure. So yes, there is monitoring on this one, but I would argue that the observability on this one may be better. Matter of opinion. So I'm thinking about a thought experiment here. Start thinking, if you don't have that device that will give you information about the car, you cannot go there. Maybe you can't even open the hood. Just trying to see if it was a black box, something that you are just trying to extract information from the system. You have to talk to the mechanic and explain, oh, when I accelerate, this happens. And you know how good users are explaining what's going on, right? There's a lot of biases. Maybe they don't understand. Maybe they lie on purpose. Maybe they lie by mistake. But the information doesn't get across. And you can get some weird situations or try to figure out, but you can't really have all the information that you need. Imagine if you went to a mechanic, he got a bit of the oil and said, I'm going to send it to a lab, and in 2 weeks you have the result to see what's wrong with your car. So that wouldn't be good. There are different ways that you have to think about certain systems. Even worse, like when you get to this here, Europeans here look at this and might say, these ratings are wrong, that's too low for my car. Sometimes even it's hard to get the message across of what has to be changed. And some people don't even believe when they say, your car needs 91. You're going to suffer if it's not that. Now, I was hiding a bit of the goal. Does anyone have an idea where I'm trying to get at? No? No hints? So there's a device that I believe is the equivalent of the OBD device for the topic that I'm really aiming to talk about. Here, the tricorder, or more specifically, the medical tricorder. Maybe in science fiction, we had the system that could point and say, hey, this is what I've diagnosed that has to be fixed with this person. But we have very little of that. Most of you probably don't even know about continuous glucose monitor. So that's something that you can monitor your body and know how food affecting glucose. Is that fine? Okay, so maybe you can get the link afterwards, more devices. Maybe get correlation. Been trying to figure out how we can get that information and observe our own bodies. It's very important to do that as well. And we shouldn't forget about getting the information that our body is telling us. And we are not very good at knowing, the same way that I was saying that the users can tell what's going on. We may not be good at saying what's wrong with us and identify what our body is telling us. So if anyone wants to see the presentation, leave comments there or reach me afterwards. Happy to talk about it. Thank you.
Thank you.